welcome to today's session. So today we are looking at question 5 from the 2021 grade 12 mathematics paper 2. So question 5 reads, given that matrix P equals 1, 2, 2, negative x, find the value of x for which the determinant of P is negative 3. And this is 2 marks. So what is critical here is understanding what a determinant is. So if you're given a matrix, general matrix A, B, C, D, what a determinant is, determinant of A is given by A times D minus B times C as the determinant. So similarly in this case, we are going to have from this matrix 1, 2, 2 minus x. The determinant will be, in this case, it will be this multiplied by that, then minus this one multiplied by that. So it will be 1 times negative x, we'll just end up with negative x. Then 2 times 2 is positive 4, so minus 4. Now this should be equal to negative 3, negative 3. So what it means is negative x is equal to negative 3 plus 4. So negative x is equal to basically a 1. So basically this tells us x is equal to negative 1. We multiply by negative this side, negative 1, and this side by negative 1. So that we end up with basically the positive, the negative, positive x. So that we have this x is equal to negative 1. So this is how you get these 2 marks. Then the follow-up question says hence. So now hence means having found that x is equal to negative 1. So if you find something different, then you mess up the other 2 marks. Hence find the inverse of P. So the inverse of P. So the inverse of P in this case, if you are given a matrix P, A in this case, to find the inverse is basically to find the determinant. So the inverse of A, which is like this, will be equal to 1 over determinant, then you multiply it by basically the adjoint matrix. Okay, so adjoint of A in this case. So let us see, we know what this determinant is for P. So P is similar to P inverse. So when you're talking about joint, what it means a joint is you swap these, then you change the signs of these two, this one and that one. That's what that matrix is. So in this case, the determinant is negative 3, so it will be 1 over negative 3. 1 over negative 3, so which will just be basically negative 1 over 3, then we multiply by. So now what happens is, having found that x is equal to negative 1, so our matrix becomes 1, 2, 2, so negative 1 times negative 1, we have basically a 1 here. So this is our matrix. So now that matrix, what it will become is, now we have basically, we are supposed to swap these. So there are 2, 2, so this will not change, so it means 2 and 2, because the other 2 goes and the other 2 there. Then these are 1, so what it means, the signs here changes if you're finding this matrix. So we have a negative 1, then negative 1 like that. Then we can simplify, so we're going to have basically 1 over 3, because it's negative, negative is a positive, then negative, and this is negative 2 over 3, then this one and this one will also be negative 2 over 3, then this one and this one will be positive 1 over 3. So this is basically the inverse of P. So again, that's how you get the other 2 marks. Let us move to the second part of question 5, which is 5b. So 5b leads, So if you notice 5B leads, start the flow chart below. We have start, then enter x, then is x less than 0? If yes, print error x must be positive, or else, that is if it's no, enter the formula, calculate the formula, radius or small r is equal to capital R multiplied by cos x. Then next is display the results and stop. So the question, write a pseudo code corresponding to the flow chart. So how do you write this code? So you write this code like this. I'm going to explain step by step. So this is how the code looks like. Okay, so if you look at this code, okay, you look at this code. So what is important is the spacing, how you do it. So basically the first thing that you notice here, we need to start. So this start is this part. Okay, start, open your laptop, open the app, open, is it Python, is it Stata, is it R, is it Java, is it C+? You open it and you start that program. Then once you start, then what you need to do is you need to enter the value, which is the input. So in this case, our input in this case is x. So we are entering x. So once we enter x, then we need to check. So here we are checking. If x is less than 0, then we need to do what? Print this error. So what we need is we enter, then this is just inside the enter, so that this loop is using x. Then next, this loop should be again indented inside, meaning this loop is feeding from this loop. If x is less than 0, if it's yes, then print this, x must be positive. If not, okay, which is or else, then proceed with calculating this using this formula, where this small r is equal to that, then multiply by that. Then if after this is completed, then we need to end the calculation, which is in this case we end. After we end, then we need to display what the results are, which is display R or print R. So after we print or display, we stop running the code. So basically this is how the pseudo code should be written. So notice the indenting. These should be in the same line, the start and the stop. Then we indent. Then because this is feeding here, then we indent again. Then this is indentation. Then this should be, if no, this should be in the same line. If no, then to proceed to this one. Then after that, calculate this. After calculating, it should end this calculation. After it ends this calculation, proceed to displaying. After you display, then you can stop, which is the same line. So indenting these is very important. So basically this is how we deal with question 5. Thank you for joining us today. Join us as we look at question 6.